This is a load of my aunt's towels which she's brought over today. I allowed the machine to fill on the cool down period of the cycle so that the machine wouldn't keep on taking water in. It's on program C, which is fast Coloureds at 60 degrees. I used Grandma's Sainsbury's basic washing liquid. It has roughly 18 minutes of the cool tumble period of the drying cycle, and it will do its maximum 1250 spin at the end of the cycle. The machine had no struggle to get to the right water level. And as you saw a couple of days ago, Laura, the water level can get quite high. That was a custom rinse water level, as I didn't move the machine from its little corner to the left of where it stands at the moment. I simply hooked the hose pipe, which is what it's connected into again today, into the detergent dispenser and allowed it to fill. I watched it fill through the conservatory window so that I could turn the tap off when it was needed, as it was only programmed to do one rinse and drain no spin. If anybody is unsure of this machine, it is a Hoover Logic Premier 1250 spin washer dryer. Its model number is A8576, and I'm told that it rolled off the Merthyr Tydfil production line in October of 1990. Which means sometime this month it will be 21 years old. And now that I've got it fixed, running as perfectly as it did when it first came off the line. You can see the bubbles as I put a spot extra of the detergent in. I apologise for the little black line in the load. That's Tiger's toy mouse that accidentally got put in with the load. The machine tumbles, I'd take a guess, at about 40 RPM. Anyone is welcome to contradict me on that when the video has uploaded. There are two further washers to proceed after this load. There is a load of delicates which Craig Davidson requested, which I will do after this load, and there is also a general darks load to be done as well. My aunt has a habit of putting her delicates and hand wash items into a bowl of detergent water in her bathroom. Therefore today, because I'm sick of her doing this, I instructed her to bring it with her so that I could do it for her. Reduce the level of washing, soaking in water. If the camera moves too much for you, Laura, I apologise. My hand is a bit shaky at the moment because I jabbed at some of the concrete near Grandma's back gate to stop it from catching, and the vibrations through the mattock have caused my hand to jerk. I apologise for the light condition, Laura. It may be a little awkward for you to see, but I hope it won't be too difficult for you to see the load within the machine or the water level. Sometimes my mobile doesn't capture the best light. If it's necessary, once it's done its standard 3 rinses, if it's necessary I will possibly add an extra 2 rinses at least. I've just about managed to memorise where the specific functions of the phases are on the timer of the machine. It's a fantastic machine, this, Laura. The only thing I would criticise regarding it is, unlike the old hot points, this machine has a good 2 minutes before the door releases. The load is completely colour fast at 60, so there won't be any problems of colour running. However, the delicates load I will do on a delicates load, and if necessary I will use the economy wash function, which reduces it to possibly 30 or maybe a cold wash. Program K, which is technically delicates, is also registered as Cool Wash as well. Which was the program I was going to film for Craig. At the time of his request, there was only a few dark items that needed a quick refresh. The Cool Wash, with nothing extra added apart from the economy wash function, takes roughly about half an hour. This machine incorporates two quick washers. It has the Cool Wash, and it also has Super Care. When I read the instruction booklet for this machine when I first got it, it was going on about using the crease guard function for using the dryer. However, if you just simply turn the drying timer to your required time, anywhere between off obviously and 120 minutes, then if you add that time on to the end of the wash, it will automatically go through to the drying cycle anyway. This machine operates on the same functionality as Grandma's old Hotpoint Aquarius WD-22 1000 washer dryer. When it gets to letter T on this machine, it functions for two parts of the program. It functions for the off or stop position if there's no drying time selected, or it functions for the dryer. If there was one feature I would retain for this machine, I would have added the extra neon indicator lights that are on the auto washer models. This machine's indicator lights include on, wash, crease guard and dryer, whereas the auto washers featured the wash, heat, rinse, crease guard, and on some models spin, and of course the on light as well. I'd retain all of these for this machine had I been the one to have designed it. I'm currently working on a series of machines along this style. The only difference between this actual machine and the ones I'm currently designing mean that we retain the design style, so square door panel, special style logic drum, and the logic and ecologic style control panels. Only the programs and options, and obviously the capacity and spin speeds, are increased. So instead of it being in this case a 1250 spin, it would be raised to 1500, say, and a 7 kilo load for the wash and 6 for the drying. The slight creaking you can hear in the background is a mixture between the machine heating the water to 60 and the heat of the sun warming up the plastic roof of the conservatory. Due to the weight of the load within the drum, the door seal has creased quite considerably due to the weight of the water and the washing in the drum. It's distorted the shape of the door seal. Due to this load being a load of towels, I will give them an extra spin dry in the Ultima afterwards at 1600, so then they haven't got as long on the line. As you can see, Laura, the water is being churned out from the actual load onto the door glass and into the door seal. I believe that the little hole at the back of the drum, which is a distinct feature with the Logic and Ecologic machines, as with some of the new wave machines and Classica models, I believe, they all feature a little hole at the back of the drum. I think that this might be some form of overflow, but instead of it overflowing out like it would do on a sink, it just overflows what water goes out the drum back into the outer tub. When I return home, I'm going to attempt to persuade Dad to give me a hand to do the plumbing for my washers, so that I can get the Ultima 9566 temporarily plumbed into the Logic's place. I will also have the Zanussi back up and running, and obviously the Logic will eventually go home. I will notify everyone when I have the Zanussi and the hot point plumbed in, and as soon as the hot point is in, I will start fulfilling the 9566 requests that I have received. Anyone feel free to request any video of any machine. I just want to state clearly that the 9566 will not be plumbed in permanently unless I can persuade Dad somehow. Otherwise, the permanently plumbed machines will be the Logic, the Zanussi, and my Navitronic, which is currently plumbed in anyway. The other machine that will be available for requests if required is Mum's Aqualtis, and when I'm around, Grandma's Ultima WD-860. But the main ones will be the Navi, the Logic, the Jet System, which is the Zanussi, and the Aqualtis. This machine incorporates a shower spray system. I think it was designed underneath the Ecologic models, but they extended it to the standard Logic models as well. The fill spray fills through the side left part of the drum. Providing that one of the drum paddles is at the 12 o'clock position, the spray will operate effectively. The porthole is very warm. I'd say it's almost up to the 60 degrees it's programmed to do on this cycle. This was a full load when we first started, but due to the amount of water within the load, it's obviously shrunk down to probably about 3/4 of a load. The program dial has moved on from C, which was the actual program that I put it on, to just before E, which is Woolens and Supercare. It has now reached the 60 degrees. I also found out, Laura, that this machine does come with a spin sensor or spin balance protection system of sorts. It spins at a slightly slower spin than most distributions, so that then it levels the load out better. I expect this load will also feature suds locks or more likely waterlocks because of the load type being towels, but don't hold me to that. When I've done a load of towels previously, it has done waterlocks. I apologise for the noise in the background, that's Grandma talking to my aunt. I left the conservatory door open to allow Tiger to get in and out of the house as she pleased. If the light worsens, Laura, I'm sorry, it's not me, it's the sun. cool down period. As you can hear the water running in. Due to the water level that I stopped the machine at before, it didn't take in very much. It usually takes in a lot more than that. But I usually prefer a relatively high water level, unlike a lot of machines which have a very low level. So we're now on the cool down period. I apologise for the dripping noise. It's the water connection from the tap because it's a little loose. The water level at a guess, I would say, is between 180 millilitres and 200 millilitres, both on cool down and rinses.